Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group number 2. In this video, we will explain the step to make a presentation properly and correctly. Okay, let's start the video.
First, intro. In this video, we will explain how to make a presentation properly and correctly. And the second, opening a presentation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for your coming here today.
Okay, and the next is number 3 is about how to introducing the theme. The example of the phrase is, before starting this presentation, let me introduce myself and my group. My name is blah 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 blah, and here are my partner. This is blah 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 blah. The one next to him or her is blah 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 blah, and the last is blah blah blah. We can apply this phrase in our presentation like, before starting this presentation, let me introduce myself and my group. My name is Bagus Ari Susanto, and here are my partners. This is Diva, Tasbiha, Salwabilla. The one next to him is Yuliyon, and the last is Muhammad Syauqi Robby. The next is number 4 is talking about how to giving overview of the materials. For the example of the phrase is, in this presentation, we will discuss about blah blah blah. And we can use this phrase in presentation. In the real presentation is, in this presentation, we will discuss about what is database definition, function, and type of database. And the last is number 5 is how to bridging the presentation. The example of the phrase is, the first chapter is talking about blah 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 blah. That will be present by blah blah blah. To apply the phrase, you can apply this phrase in your presentation. Like, the first chapter is about database definition. That will be presented by Yuliyon. The next chapter is about function of the database. Will be presentation by myself. And Diva will be present chapter number 3. That is type of database. And the last chapter is talking about summary of the database. It will be present by Syauqi.
Okay, number 6 is how to giving a signal that the presentation has ended. We can use phrase like this. That is all about our presentation. And then we can apply it in our presentation. Just to say, okay guys, that is all about our presentation today. And then the next is number 7 is how to inviting audiences for a Q&A section. We can use phrase like this. Now we turn to a question and answer section. If you have a questions, you may ask now. We can apply it in our presentation, and then you can say, now we turn to a Q&A section. If you have a questions, you may ask now. And then the next is number 8 is a phrase about answering audience's questions. We can use phrases like this. Okay, thanks for the question. I would like to answer the questions from blah, blah, blah. It's about blah, blah, blah. We can apply it our presentation. You can say, okay guys, thank you for the question. I would like to answer the question from Nana. You can mention the name of the people who asking. It's about why is it called a database, and then you can after you mention the name of the people who asking, the next is you can mention the question from the people who asking.
Number 9, closing presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Number 10, outro video. So all the common press and their application have been present. Let's move on to the video part 2.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to this presentation. I'm glad to see you all today. Before starting this presentation, we want to introduce our group members. We consist of 4 people. I am Yuliyon, who will explain about the definition of the database. The next is Bagus Ari Susanto, who will present about the database function. Then she is Diva Tasbiha Salwabilla, will be present about the type of database, and the last is Muhammad Syauqi, will present the conclusion and will bring the session of question and answer. As you can see on the screen, our topic today is about database. So let me begin this with a first chapter. What is database? Database is a collection of data that is managed based on certain conditions that are interconnected so that it is easy to manage. Through the management of this, user can obtain confidence in finding information, storing information, and disposing of information. Next, let's move on to the function of database.
The next topic is function of database. The function of database are for data management, data integration, transaction management, user access control. The first is database for data management. When an administrator starts using the database, he or she also sets the specification for data management so that all incoming information can be structured quickly. And the second is database for data integration. This means any new data that is connected to the old data can be directly integrated easily. For example, data on the sales of an item in a store will affect the amount of inventory and profit. Number 3 is database for transaction management. Any change will be saved in database. These changes are permanently recorded and cannot be lost even if the system crashes. And the last is database for user access control. One of the important functions of the database is its ability to store and process input information for multiple users at once. Stored data remains secure and consistent even if more than one administrator makes change.
Okay, for the next material, it's about the types of databases. The types of databases are number 1, relational database, number 2, NoSQL database, number 3, cloud database, and then the last or the number 4 is the columnar database. Okay, the relational database. Relational databases are the other major type of database opposite of NoSQL. With a relational database, information is stored in a structured way and about other data. A good representation of a relational database would be a person shopping online and their shopping chart. Number 2 is cloud database. A cloud database is one that runs over the internet. The data is stored on a local hard drive or server. but the information is available online. This makes it easy to access your files from anywhere, as long as you have an internet connection. To use a cloud database, users can either build one themselves or pay for a service to store their data for them. And then number 3 is operational database. The purpose of an operational database is to allow users to modify data in real time. Operational databases are critical in a business analytics and a data warehousing. They can be set up either as relational databases or new SQL, depending on needs. Conventional databases rely on a batch processing, where comments are carried out in groups. And the last part is the personal database. A personal database is the one that is designed for a single person. It is typically stored on a personal computer and has a very simple design, consisting of only a few tables. Personal databases are not typically suitable for complex operations, large amounts of data, or business operations.
Summary. The database is a collection of data that is managed based on conditions that are interconnected so that the management can obtain in finding, storing, and disposing of information. There are at least 4 sets of information for database function: as data management, data integrity, transaction management, and user access control. And the database have many types of database, including relational database, cloud database, operational database, and personal database. To end this presentation, let me just run over the key point again briefly. Database is a collection of data that is managed based on certain conditions that are interconnected so that it is easy to manage. Through the management of this, users can obtain convenience in finding information, storing information, and disposing of information. Now we turn to question and answer section. Perhaps any question?
Excuse me.
Yes.
I have a question. My name is Bagus Ari Susanto. I'm from Informatic Management Class 2A. My question is, what is an example of transaction management function of database? Thank you.
Okay. Transaction management. It seems like any change will be saved in the database. These changes are permanently recorded and cannot be lost even if the system crashes. Seems like system capture and storage from the manufacturer. It may be help you, Bagus.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your answer.
Okay, if there is no more question, I think it's enough for the Q&A section. Thank you so much, everyone, for your active participation in this discussion. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.